Hello, this is Brighton TV and this is the match preview for Brighton vs Fulham. And last game versus Leicester, Leicester ended up dominating us through most of the match, and that's because Potter changed the formation from the 3 at the back to the 4-2-3-1, and last season it was giving us so many problems, from not being able to break down teams, not creating that many chances, to ending up conceding so many counter-attacks. And that's what Leicester were doing. They ended up attacking us through the left-hand side of Dan Burn so many times. They were having so many counter-attacks through that, and we simply couldn't cope. And we ended up having an early chance through Welbeck where he ended up missing it. If he scored, that would be a completely different game, but he missed it. And then Leicester, they started getting more and more into the game, and our midfield, we lost the midfield battle. Once you win the midfield battle, especially when the defence isn't as solid as what it normally is, it's so much harder to get something out of the game. They ended up constantly attacking down Dan Burn's left-hand side, as I said, and they ended up scoring a goal through Maddison, and that was a goal where I thought Ryan really should have saved it. It went right through him. Later, Leicester had even more attacks through that left-hand side, and a good save from Ryan a few minutes after the goal. But then Leicester's second goal through Vardy, I thought Ryan should have stopped the cross, and he didn't, and Leicester ended up going 2 goals up. And then the third goal through Maddison, it was an unbelievable strike. I don't think many keepers in the world could save it, so I'm not going to slate Ryan there. But when you look at going down 3-0, it's so much harder to come back. It's a lot harder to motivate the players, and it's harder to end up getting back into the game, especially when Leicester was so good. And in the second half, Leicester, they were happy with the 3-0. They ended up dropping deeper. They didn't have too much attacking intent in the second half, and us, we weren't able to break them down. Leicester got the 3-0 in, and this game, it's a massive 6-pointer. We have 10 points from 12 games played. Third of the season's already gone. This is the sort of game which you must win in order to stay up. And Fulham, when you look at where they played versus Liverpool, they played really well in a 1-1 draw. And every attack, when I saw them, it looked like they could have scored. They were having so much attacking promise. And that's where you do have to be careful with how Fulham play, since now they've changed their formation and shape. They look like a much better side compared to at the start of the season. Mitrovic for Fulham, he's back fit and he's so good, and we know how good he is. Versus us, he's consistently scored, and we need to be careful about him. He's so good at bullying defenders, and he's good at running in behind, and he's a good target man as well. He's so good at scoring goals. We need to be careful about him and make sure we always have a man on him and never let him free, since he has the ability to score the goal out of nothing. And Fulham, they now play 3-4-1-2, and the best formation to counter that is another 3-4-1-2, and that's the formation that I think we should play. And the lineup that I'd play would be in goal. I think it should be Sanchez. Ryan, he's just been out of form. His distribution hasn't been great, and he's conceded way too many goals where he should have saved it. And I thought Sanchez, he had a promising start versus Spurs. I don't know why he hasn't been given another look in, so that's why I think Sanchez should start in goal. And the back three, I think it should be Webster, White and Dunk. Webster is back fit, and I think Webster slots right back into the side. And the main reason is because Webster, he's got the ability to play as a left-sided centre-back in a back three. We only have 2 centre-backs able to do that, Burn and Webster, and I've seen a lot of people want Dunk, White and Veltman, and although them 3 are 3 really good centre-backs, Dunk's a player who plays a lot more in the middle of the back three, and Veltman and White are both right-sided centre-backs, so it's really hard to fit them 3 into a back three. So that's why I'd play Webster, Dunk and White. And the wing-backs, it should be March and Lamptey. And March playing out on the right-hand side, it was just, he's not as good there. He's so much better playing as a wing-back, and where he gives us so much more width, versus on the right-hand side where he doesn't play nowhere near as well. So March should play there. And Lamptey, I think now he's back fit, he simply slots right into the side. He creates so many chances. He plays there. And the midfield too, I think it should be Bissouma and Alzate. And them two, they had a great partnership earlier on in the season. I don't know why Potter ended up stopping it. And Alzate, I think him and Bissouma, especially when you look at Gross, who had a really poor game versus Leicester, and with Lallana only just coming back from fitness, and when you know Lallana has had a lot of injury problems in the past, I don't think it's good to rush him back. Play Alzate with Bissouma, and both of them have a really good partnership together. And in the 10 role, I think it should be Trossard. And as I said, Gross had a really poor game versus Leicester. And Trossard, he played really well with the front two of Connolly and Maupay. And I think them three should play again together. They were really good at interchanging positions, created lots of spaces and chances for each other. And although I really rate Welbeck, I think it will be better for Connolly and Maupay, who were causing such a nuisance to opposition defenders, to play them together alongside Trossard, play them in a 3-4-1-2. And my score predictions for this game, I think will be 1-0 Brighton, and I think Maupay will score for us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Brighton TV and follow us on Instagram.